Class of 2018, you may be seated. Hello, my name is Christian Only, and I am the Vice President of Student Council. And first, I would like to take a moment to thank some people and also to take a moment to make sure my mom gets a good picture of me at the podium. Good afternoon, and welcome to Carroll High School's Class of 2018 Commencement Ceremony. We are grateful that all of you parents, grandparents, friends, teachers, and countless others could join us not only today, but also be there for us throughout our school career. You know, since I'm the first student speaking today, I have the luxury that none of you will remember what I say by the end of this graduation, let alone 5 years from now. It kind of takes the pressure off, doesn't it? But in all honesty, something I think that we all will remember about the class of 2018 is the sense of the Carroll environment. Something different about Carroll is the fact that of all of the faculty, whether teachers, custodians, administrators, or subs, thanks Mom, have invested in us. They want the best for us. Everything they are doing is for our future. So when I look back 4 years ago, I see a class of people who were scared, about a foot shorter, and we're at the bottom of the totem pole in any extracurricular activity and in school in general. In our freshman year, I see how disconnected we were as a class, how everyone was thrown into the crazy waves of high school, into the same boat. Over these last 4 years, we have moved from a middle school into the glorified middle school of Carroll Freshman Campus, into navigating what feels like 400 hallways in the 1012 building. Sometimes that made us feel pretty lost. Many of us were the frantic, sprinting sophomores trying to reach our seats before the ding of the bell. But as seniors, I feel like we knew the exact quickest way to our seats, and we just glide into class every day, or at least most of us. Our class of seniors has come together in order to become extraordinary leaders from every activity, from marching band to the gridiron of the football field. We have created a culture in Carroll that is different from our predecessors and will be different from our current junior class. We have looked at and attempted to mold and create a Carroll environment that matches the one the faculty have set out for us to achieve. The only thing left to say is congratulations, thank you, and welcome to the graduation of the class of 2018.
Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Bidding, and I'm the principal of Carroll High School. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to this afternoon's commencement ceremony. Dr. Himsel and guests, it is my honor to present to you the senior class of 2018. It is my privilege to certify that they have met the requirements as set by the state of Indiana, along with the requirements established by Northwest Allen County Schools. At this time, Dr. Himsel will make a special recognition.
Welcome, and thank you for attending today's commencement ceremony. We are honored that you chose to take time from your busyness of everyday life to join us in celebrating the class of 2018. At Northwest Allen County Schools, we are truly blessed to work with many dedicated students, supportive families, and others who are committed to achieving excellence by engaging in a variety of educational activities, by accepting the challenge to go further than initially thought possible, and by serving our community. At this time, I would like to recognize 4 individuals who epitomize this commitment to achieving excellence. As I call their names, I ask that they please come to the podium. The first 3 individuals I will introduce earned the distinction of salutatorian. Although they did not attend the same elementary school, they competed against each other playing soccer and baseball as youths, and while doing so, they developed a close friendship. They continue to enjoy hanging out together and competing in sports and board games, among other activities. They also exemplify how collaborating with each other and supporting one another pushes and challenges each to attain even greater achievements than what could have been accomplished in isolation. Our first salutatorian to be introduced plans to major in chemistry and chemical engineering at the University of Cincinnati. Please join me in welcoming Colin Copeland to the podium and congratulating him on his academic achievements. Our second salutatorian I will introduce plans to major in computer engineering at Oakland University. Please join me in welcoming Connor Getz to the podium and congratulating him on his academic achievements. And our third salutatorian that I will introduce today plans to major in mechanical engineering at Purdue University in West Lafayette. Please join me in welcoming Ethan Radke to the podium and congratulating him on his academic achievements. Congratulations. Next, I will introduce our next speaker and the valedictorian for the class of 2018. She exemplifies the simplest of the life skills celebrated, encouraged, and taught at each of our elementary schools: to do your personal best. She will be attending Grace College next fall, and when asked about her college choice and earning the distinction of valedictorian, she bashfully replied, "I know that it's not Harvard, but it's a good fit for me. I did not plan to be valedictorian. My mom and dad just told me to work hard and do my best, so that's what I tried to do." As many of us can attest, hard work and doing our best is the foundation of success. Please join me in welcoming Michaela Hansen to the podium and congratulating her on her academic achievements.
Good afternoon. I am honored and humbled to speak before you today. Let me alleviate your worries from the start. I don't plan to go on and on about the sadness of leaving high school or about the great memories we have made together. These things are true, but in this season of graduation, messages like these are surrounding us everywhere. Instead, all I wish to do is touch on two important topics: gratitude and greatness. First, gratitude. Class of 2018, look around. These people came for you. They are here today, willing to sit and listen to hundreds of names being called, just to hear one name, your name. They have supported us, pushed us to be our best, and been there for us when we needed them. So, in the busyness of graduation parties, dorm room supplies, and moving on to the next chapter of life, let us not forget to remember them. We never know what life holds, and someday these special people may not be around anymore. So, family and friends, teachers and staff, on behalf of the class of 2018, thank you. Next, greatness. Some of you might be curious to ask me, Michaela, how great is it to be the valedictorian, to go to an Ivy League school, become a brain surgeon, and make a lot of money? That's what people expect of me, but honestly, I wouldn't know how to answer that question. I'm not going to an Ivy League school. I'm not going to be a brain surgeon, and who knows if I'll make a lot of money. Trust me, it would be nice, but it's not the most important thing. Frankly, I don't want to spend my life worrying about grades or money or how prestigious my job is or is not. And I don't want you, class of 2018, to worry about any of that either. Because I believe that we all have God-given worth and are all loved by someone who died to save us from our sins. So if this kind of greatness isn't important, what is? This, that you use what God has given you to make a difference. And I've learned through the small actions of those around me that difference-making can be incredibly simple. When my dad texted me in the mornings telling me to have a good day at school, it made a difference. When my mom asked me how my day was after I got home, it made a difference. When my teacher gave me a high five every day as I left her classroom, it made a difference. And when you, class of 2018, smiled at me in the hallway or said hello or reached out to be my friend, it made a difference. And the only thing those moments of difference-making required was for someone to use what they had to show me that they cared. Maybe you want to be a brain surgeon. Maybe you want to go to an Ivy League school or make a lot of money. Or maybe you want to write, travel, run a Fortune 500 company, enlist in the military. Whatever it is, I hope you remember this. Greatness is found when you make a difference for others. When you realize that maybe you won't change the world, but you can change one person's life, even in small ways, with a text, a question, a hello, a smile. Philippians 2:3 says this: "Don't be selfish, don't try to impress others, be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves." So, class of 2018, hold on to gratitude and true greatness. Be humble, think of others, and know this: I am grateful for you, and I believe you can and will do great things to make a difference. Thank you.
Congratulations to our salutatorians and valedictorian, and thank you, Michaela, for sharing your thoughtful words. As we prepare for the choir to do their performance, if we could give our salutatorians and valedictorians one more round of applause.
Give me your hand.
Thank you to the members of our choir. Let's show them our appreciation one more time. Before I begin, I do want to clarify a couple things. For those of you who have attended previous commencement ceremonies, you've probably noticed that there were some changes that have been incorporated today. It seemed appropriate to do given the fact that this is the 50th graduating class in the history of Carroll High School. It is also the 50th anniversary of the last graduating classes of Arcola and Huntertown High Schools. The banners that you see up here in the front today provide recognition that in order to have success, you must have a solid foundation to build it upon it. And the foundation established and the legacies left by previous graduating classes of Arcola, Huntertown, and Carroll on behalf of each subsequent graduating class is something that we appreciate and we wanted to recognize. We also recognize that graduating from high school is not the result of one single moment or event, but rather the accumulation of many small moments and smaller events. Moments like having a book read to you while you sat on your parents' lap, learning to treat people right and do the right thing, navigating and surviving puberty, and finding life's passion for you to pursue. The banners of the schools feeding into Carroll High School represent the work associated with preparing each of our students for the challenges of high school and beyond. We are proud of the achievements earned by each member of the class of 2018. Before we continue, let's acknowledge the parents, guardians, family, friends, teachers, and many other members of our community who have helped our graduates achieve these great accomplishments. As I start, I want to clarify, Michaela and I did not coordinate this. I hear frequently that kids are not like they used to be. And I am confident that 50 years ago, there were adults who went to the Arcola and Huntertown commencement exercises and made statements such as, kids aren't the way they used to be. The statement was true then, and it is true today. They're not the way they used to be. When I was a child on our family farm, cable television didn't exist. We had to physically get up from the chair and turn the channel to one of the 3 other stations that were available. VCRs had not been invented. Some of these people don't even know what a VCR is, probably. We actually had to wait until the next day to get the newspaper in the morning to find out if our team won. Our telephone was wired to the wall, had a rotary dial, and was connected with the family down the road in something called a party line, or the origination of social media. We enjoyed our music on 45s, 33s, and 8 tracks. The Brady Bunch was not a rerun, but original. The first microwaves were being introduced to the consumer market. Computers were the size of entire rooms, and we were not required to become standard by proving our worth on tests that were mandated by our state legislature. Yes, today is different. So to think that our children would be exactly the same is not realistic. The events of the day also affect the dynamics of how we develop and grow up. The Vietnam conflict, the Six-Day War, Watergate, Apollo 13, the Iranian hostage crisis, a recession with double-digit rates of inflation and 20% interest rates, lines at the gas station, the Cold War, boycotts of the Olympic Games, and the creation of the Rust Belt influenced us for better or worse. For those of you who may have forgotten, today's graduating class just started to walk or were in the process of learning to walk on Tuesday, September the 11th, 2001, or 9/11. They have been influenced by, for better or worse, by extreme political divide, a war on terrorism, a different type of recession, social media, and images of multiple shootings at schools, theaters, nightclubs, cafes, and airports, and other acts of terrorism. They have concerns about whether we're going to enter into a new Cold War, have a possible trade war, or have a renewed conflict with North Korea. They have access to smartphones and hundreds of television stations. They use the internet to stream their favorite television programs, their music, and movies. And the class of 2018 is only the 6th Indiana graduating class whose entire educational career from kindergarten through graduation was dictated by a system of high-stakes standardized testing mandated by our state legislature, a testing system that requires each student to regurgitate standardized answers on standardized tests, a system that promotes and encourages all students to be standard. However, at their core, our students are far from standard. This past year, I witnessed the Carroll High School community demonstrate talents and make contributions to our community that cannot be represented by a standardized test score. I witnessed them support each other, engage in community service activities, raise monies to eradicate cancer, among other causes, and donate time to make our schools and our community better. I watched them achieve excellence while demonstrating multiple talents, not just the ones tested on standardized tests. I watched them attain personal best, time after time, all the way up until the state meet last week with the new school records. I witnessed them treating people right and doing the right thing. I watched them fully embrace champions together, not out of sympathy or feeling sorry for others, but out of true caring for other people with challenges different than their own. No, our students are not standard. They are uniquely talented. Some are leaders, some are artistic, some sing well, as we just noticed, some dance well, some actually do both of those things amazingly well. Some play an instrument at a level that will cause you to get lost in the moment. Some are gifted welders. Some will fix our cars, our electrical circuits, or our heating and cooling ventilation systems. Some will serve our community as a law enforcement official, a firefighter, an educator, a healthcare professional, or a soldier in our military. Some will design clothing fashions, create new recipes, construct living spaces that help us find relief from the exhaustion of the busyness of everyday life. Some will invent the next new something that will change our lives forever. Some find math to be easy. Some have curiously scientific minds. Some have a unique way with words. No, standard they are not. Each will contribute. Each will find a way to make their way. After I reflected on the questions this group of seniors asked after Parkland, the new graduation requirements were adopted for the class of 2023, and many other current events over the past several years, I am reminded they are far from being standard. They are capable of defining a new path. They are ready to embrace and define a future that we cannot yet envision. They are interested in using what they learn to find solutions that extend beyond the standardized answers determined by test writers who understand what already exists. Instead, they dream about and are making plans for what we are about to become. They raked leaves and shoveled snow for neighbors. They assisted elderly residents. They volunteered at shelters, hospitals, and camps serving those with greater needs than themselves. They also came to school each day and did their best to learn and follow the lead of their teachers, to build their skills and knowledge while developing their unique talents. These examples represent a small fraction of what these students accomplished. These actions are in addition to the small acts of kindness and appreciation that I witness from them each and every day. Please do not think that because kids aren't the way they used to be, they failed to learn how to treat others right and do the right thing. They learned and they developed understandings that cannot be measured on a test. They learned that our character and our commitment to using our knowledge, skills, and talents in an effort to make a positive difference in our world and in the lives of others is what really matters. The actions of our students renew our belief in the abilities of children. They confirm the value of supporting and investing in the development of their talents in the pursuit of their dreams. Above all else, and in spite of what we might hear from policymakers and media reports, our students remind us that our best days are still ahead of us. Yes, kids aren't the way they used to be, nor are they standard. We are proud of the achievements earned by each of our graduates. We support your efforts to be non-standard and wish you luck and good fortune as you navigate a life's journey focused on making the world a better place. A journey that will not be standard, but a journey that will be uniquely yours.
Today, as we honor the class of 2018, we honor not only the academic achievement of these graduates, but we also bear witness to an important rite of passage for these young people. Therefore, the class of 2018 and the staff of Carroll High School ask all members of the audience to help maintain an atmosphere of dignity and quiet for this occasion. It is our hope that every name read can be heard by all of our audience members. Therefore, we ask you to please refrain from making any kind of noise, be it shouting, whistling, or clapping. We would also ask that the audience offer their applause to our graduates after all the names have been read. We do thank you in advance for understanding this request and for your cooperation in making this such a special event. Reading our graduate names today are faculty members Mr. Casey Stancifer and Ms. Rachel Fox.
Will the stage and first row please rise and advance forward? Mr. Kent Summers, School Board President, and Mrs. Elizabeth Hathaway, School Board Vice President, will present diplomas to the following graduates. Michaela Nicole Hansen. Colin Lucas Copeland. Connor Jonathan Getz. Ethan J. Radke. Christian James Olney. Danielle Ann Dargis. Evan Michael Englert.
McKinley Andrew Adams.
Ashley Ray Adelsberger.
Alexandria N. Allen.
Bryce Thomas Allen.
Atiq Almalahi.
Alec W. Almodovar.
Jake Wesley Anderson.
Jacob Daniel Andrews.
Sarah Joan Andrews.
Albert Anzini IV.
Kayla Dubette Arbuckle.
Joel R. Arney.
Diego J. Areola.
Chloe Ann Marie Ashcroft.
Haley Jade Beishu.
Taylor J. Bedell.
Zani Marie Badgley.
Ethan Michael Bailey.
Lily K. Bear.
Lucas Benjamin Bakel.
Felicia Renee Balsamo.
Marissa Ray Barber.
Alexis Morgan Barcelona.
William D. Wiggy.
Kyler Michael Barron.
William Stephen Bartkus.
Michaela Nicole Barron.
Courtney Marie Batchelor.
Kieran Allen Battershell.
Logan Patrick Bumgardner.
Morgan Nicole Beasley.
Jonathan Douglas Becker.
Logan Robert Belleville.
Justin Douglas Becker. Dylan Scott Bieberich.
Cole Michael Hunter Burney.
Kylie Rose Black.
Tanner Ray Blankenship.
Caitlin Melinda Beauchard.
Mia Christine Bodenstein.
Kerrigan Elaine Beauchard.
Amber Jolie Nicole Boggs.
Ariana Bollinger.
Ritvik D. Bonham.
Samuel J. Bolton.
Bryce David Bowles.
Patrick Henry Bragg.
Grant August Braun.
Michael Robert Carrill Brewer.
Madison Ann Bricky.
Nicholas C. Brinkman.
Brooke Lauren Brenneman.
Kayla K. Britson.
Peyton Kristen Brock.
Peyton D. Brower.
Kahele Meakua Miliani Brown.
Madeline Valeria Burr.
Samuel James Burchett.
Abigail L. E. Burge.
Derek S. Burgett.
Jacob K. Burke.
Ethan James Berkeley.
Stephen Francis Burns.
Evan James Berkeley.
Taylor Joseph Burns.
Imani Renee Butts.
Grant Joshua Byman.
Landon Michael Caldwell.
Dakota Dean Campbell.
Riley Allen Cannon.
Maya Alexis Carpenter.
Sydney Emily Carpenter.
Connor Andrew Carr.
Noah David Carroll.
Brian R. Case.
Timothy Cater.
Emra M. Caddick.
Danny R. Chitwood.
Laurel Ray Clark.
Joshua Ethan Cody.
Sierra M. Cockrell.
Jake Nicholas Colchin.
Michael Philip Kaufman.
Michaelan Jade Kahn.
Lauren Paul Collier.
Isaac Carter Corbray.
Shannon Renee Cook.
Christian D. Coulter.
Mario Humberto Cortez.
Ann Cross.
Colin Hale Cowart.
Miranda Elizabeth Crow Evans.
Sienna Lee Cross.
Keontae Accardio Kyler Angeles.
Tyler Cunningham.
Danielle Grace Dalton.
Tessa Marie Daffhorn.
Reed C. Davis.
Kelly Marie Damon.
Eric John DeMarco.
Madison Marie Dawson.
Zoe Joe DePillo.
Tanner James Denny.
Luke Joseph DeTurk.
Alexis J. Dupre.
Reed J. Diller.
Ethan K. Diller.
Cayman R. Doran.
Isabel Rose Dollins.
Zachary David Drury.
Carly M. Dorman.
Leslie Michelle Eckerly.
Hunter Dalton Dysert.
Blake M. Ely.
William Bruce Edwards.
Seth Alexander Ernest.
Haley Megan Elson. Hannah C. Estep.
Kyle H. Fawcett.
Margaret Doris Falater.
Morgan E. Feely.
Marissa Nicole Featherston.
Rebecca Christine Felger.
Ryan M. Feely.
Austin Richard Ferguson.
Alexis Eileen Ferguson.
Andrew J. Fisher.
Spencer Fye.
Taylor A. Fisher.
Nathaniel J. Fish.
Lindsay K. Forker.
Hayden A. Fitch.
Darcy Joe Fosnaw.
Robert Vaughn Fortmeyer.
Stephen Francis.
Taylor Page Fox.
Larry Frisbee.
Daniel Joseph Frank.
Abigail N. Furman.
Emily Grace Freimeyer.
Hannah Elizabeth Furness.
Grace Elaine Folk.
Melissa Valerie Garcia.
Natalie Ann Firthmiller. Hallie Alona Gardner.
Bradley C. Gieseking.
Olivia K. Gibson.
Alexander Christopher Gilbert.
Justin Clayton Gifford.
Sean Michael Gillum.
Jillian Kate Gilbert.
Kara Jean Glessner.
Langston Cade Ginder.
Ethan Alexander Gonzalez.
Benjamin David Gloyd.
Amanda Shaw Gorsuch.
Madeline Elizabeth Gore. Mr. Ronald Felger, School Board Secretary, will join Mr. Summers in presenting diplomas to the following graduates.
Elena Claire Gosheff.
Raymond David Huffman Gray.
Kathleen Marie Gray.
Clint Dwight Gray.
Elizabeth Christine Grenis.
Evan Michael Gregory.
Braxton Edward Gropengeiser.
Clayton William Grinstead.
Gabrielle Marie Gutierrez.
Alexander Edmund Grove.
Therese Ludine Hegeman.
Mason John Ginn.
Victoria Jocelyn Hannon.
Luke John Hanna.
Noah Jeffrey Harlan.
Isabella Juliana Briseño Haraguchi.
Johanna June Hartley.
Ethan Robert Harris.
Cole Patrick Hassinger.
Alex Thomas Harstein.
Andrew Michael Hendrickson.
Madison Page Heckler.
Jacob Paul Hess.
Jenna Page Henricks.
Madeline Rose Hickey.
Olivia Ray Heineman.
Adam Michael Heister.
Jeffrey Thomas Heidi.
Ethan Christopher Heil.
Brendan M. Higginbotham.
Nolan S. Hill.
Nicholas F. Heil.
John Malloy Hines.
Hunter L. Hines.
Gabriel Owen Hirsch.
Nicholas John Hipskind.
Megan Rose Height.
Balin Allen Height.
Travis Jared Hockemeyer.
Selah Jade Hostedler.
Miranda Grace Hoffer.
Britton Nicole Hokema.
Emily Marie Holdeman.
Jillian Ryan Hoffman.
Riley Catherine Holland.
Meredith Louise Holland.
Amber Lee Hoopengardner.
Carson K. Hoot.
Kylie Alexis Hoot.
Joshua Powell Hovis.
Andrew P. Howard.
Logan M. Howard.
Tiffany Marie Howard.
Angela M. Ibe.
Zachary M. Ingerman.
Brock N. Ingram.
David M. Israbian.
Krista Jean Jackson.
Sydney Ann Jackson.
Benjamin A. James.
Katie L. Jewett.
Derek C. Johnson.
Barbie Johnston.
Cole William Johnston.
Arius Christopher Jones.
Caitlin Rose Jones.
Hayden P. Jones.
Morgan Elizabeth Jones.
Emma Larie Jordan.
Olivia Nicole Yovevsky.
Jack Edward Just. Joseph W. Just.
Jasmine Tumba Kalonji.
Julia Rose Just.
Sophia A. Comler.
Becca E. Camphy.
Dimitri B. Karahalios.
Luke Simon Rispis Kashani.
Kaylin Danielle Cast.
Alana Keeley.
Caleb N. Keener.
Edward Eugene Keller IV.
Logan J. Keener.
Cole R. Kemmerly.
Jerry R. Keller Jr.
Alyssa J. Kimes.
Jordan A. Kennecke.
Christian M. Kleber.
Zachary M. Kinder.
Bailey Paul Kleinhans.
Christiana Carroll Kramer.
Gabriel Donald Douglas Klingler.
Kiri Yarrow Cabellia.
Madeline Elaine Kale.
Marie Olivia Kohlinger.
Jeremy Coley.
Natalie Kono.
Alexis Josephine Koska.
Eleanor Kraus.
Austin James Kressel.
Avian Lee Jatera Krantz.
Kyle Joseph Kressel.
Joseph Michael Quas.
Christopher James Ladd.
Kirsten Renee Landez.
Autumn Lang.
Hannah Larrabee Walcott.
Emily Larson.
Ethan A. Lash.
Baylor Lazoff.
Ian Leisure. Noah Matthew Lane.
Madison Page Lemon.
Chandler R. Langrich.
Aaron Morgan Lepper.
Logan Pang Liu.
Cody Allen Lincoln.
Austin Harris Lineback.
Emily Marie Livingston.
Michaela Kendall Lockmuller.
Jordan Elizabeth Lund.
Casey Keith Malcolm.
Jessica Renee Mang.
Michael T. Manley.
William Patrick Mann.
Lydia Inez Martin.
Taylor Ann Marks. Thomas Alexander Mathis.
Ethan Luke McCall.
Connor George McCann.
Kaylee Ann McCann.
Emma Blair Lubyhusen.
Christian Nathaniel McComb.
Jonathan Scott McCoy.
Lauren Elizabeth McCullough.
Carly Alexandra McKenzie.
JC Suann McLaughlin.
Olivia Marie McQueen.
Meredith Taylor Mee.
Morgan Elise Meek. Zachary Ryan Melendez.
Austin Miles Mendoza.
Leah Marie Metzger.
Paris Mackenzie Meyer Elias.
Peyton Leela Myers.
Jack H. Miguel.
Ethan James Miller.
Julia Rose Miller.
Macy Elizabeth Miller.
Abigail Jasper Mills.
Joshua Malowski.
Colin James Monteith.
Sydney Nicole Minnick.
Max Mirandano.
Madeline Moore.
Isa Mujacic.
Caleb M. Mosier.
Lauren Elizabeth Mullins.
Maria George Muchaham.
Skylar M. Najib.
Brandon M. Mullins.
Alicia Hu No.
Andrea Nicole Myers.
Sabrina Wynn.
Reese C. Neuenschwander. Emily Wynn.
Wesley Allen Lee Nyman.
Tony Wynn.
Bailey Victoria Nold.
Hannah Ann Nichols.
Sierra Darlene Nietzetvold.
Gumercindo Gavino Nino.
Jack D. Oakes.
Carrington Nicole Nolte.
Caitlin Ann Olwine. Mr. Stephen Bartkiss and Mrs. Christy Schlatter, school board members, will present diplomas to the following graduates.
Alexis A. O'Donnell.
Baron Nolan Miller. Kylie Ann Palmer.
Corbin Michael Parker.
Ariel Nicole Parsons.
Devin Mallory Parsons. Marissa Ray Pierkowski.
Riley Dale Perlick.
Isaac Grant Peterson.
Jared Scott Pfeiffer.
Sophia Petrov.
Sufani Denise Retha Pierre.
Ashlyn Beth Philby.
Maya Lorraine Powell.
Grant Arthur Phillips.
Sedona Ann Purdy.
Leah Marie Platt.
Madison Matilda Radcliffe.
Noah Charles David Prater.
Caden A. Ramsayer.
Ashley Michelle Pushis.
Grayson Mackenzie Reeb.
Nicholas S. Ramey.
Haley M. Riley.
Skylar A. Ratty.
Samantha Lynn Reith.
Camden B. Reese.
Mason J. Wren.
Katie Rebecca Rymond.
Nicholas Ridgway.
Caleb Reeser.
Alyssa M. Roberts.
Caitlin R. Rhodes.
Zachary M. Roberts.
Audrey D. Reiki.
Autumn F. Rogers.
Rebecca R. Roberts.
George Rongos.
Elizabeth Kathleen Robinson.
Madison Gabriella Rudolph.
Jacqueline Joy Rogers.
Caroline Michelle Rumps.
Hunter William Royal.
Ellie Ann Ruskop.
Peyton Elaine Rudolph.
Eric B. Sabanagich. Madison Nicole Soleil.
Gabriel M. Salfrank.
Deanna Samarjish.
Olivia Rose Salfrank.
Mackenzie Marie Sanders.
Salma Salihovic.
Cameron J. Sauer.
Spencer Patrick Sandberg.
Mia Elaine Schluter.
Andrew Reinhardt William Sank.
Connor James Schultz.
Calissa Michael Shire.
Eric Tyler Sexton.
Hannah Nicole Schreiber.
Sydney Paige Schaefer.
Shagan Serrano.
Cameron E. Shank.
Taylor James Schaefer.
Cheyenne Brooke Shaw.
Allison Hope Shank.
Brooke Shelmadine.
Sydney Elaine Shannon.
Ryan P. Sherman.
Sydney Shaw.
Caleb A. Schoaf.
Elliot G. Shelton.
Andrew Schuler.
Jared Gregory Shirk.
Wyatt T. Simpkins.
Corbin Payne Chappelle.
Kristen Danielle Skinner.
Riley S. Schull.
Brendan J. Smith.
Spencer G. Sistavaris.
Nolan Parker Smith.
Benjamin T. Smith.
Haley Marie Sorg.
Michelle Marie Smith.
Susanna Soto.
Spencer R. Smith.
Landon G. Staker. Lainey Nicole Steckler.
Jacob Michael Stadelmeyer.
Kaylee Michelle Stewart.
Zane M. Standridge.
Peter B. Stillwell.
Courtney Ann Stearns.
Colin A. Serene.
Carly Alexis Stickler.
Kirsten Ann Swain.
Emily Faith Sullins.
Reese J. Swoverland.
Nathan Robert Sutton.
Lucas Scott Tegmeyer.
Jack Sweet.
Derek Douglas Tester.
Lauren Marie Talaga.
Audrey Marie Thomas.
William Robert Terry.
Megan Nicole Thomas.
Tristan Ithic Finan.
John Benedict Triviligio Ticao.
Kelly Jeanette Thomas.
Trent Michael Taylor.
Trevor Tim Thornson.
Eva Veseliki Toskos.
Julia Christine Till.
Henry Kennedy Tran.
Brittany Ann Tracy.
Morgan Ida Tuckey.
Jackson B. Trumbull.
Kyla Lacey Janae Tyler.
Aubrey Marie Turner.
Jacob Braden Ulry.
Jackson Christopher Ulmer.
Lindsay Paige Van Landingham.
Christopher Michael Van Pelt.
Connor Joshua Villanueva.
Sabria Faith Vickers.
Kelsey Lynn Marie Volkert.
Isaac Alexander Joseph Esch Villavicencio.
Joel Robert Walker.
Sophia Catherine Vincent.
Peyton J. Wallace.
Hannah C. Walker.
Benjamin P. Wallace.
Hudson D. Walker.
Holly A. Warner.
Hannah Irene Wallace.
Braxton Scott Weidler.
Ombiwamba Eve Walukiba.
Jason Patrick Went.
Helen K. Wargo.
Aubriana Jade Wired.
Carson Wayne Watkins.
Jonathan Tyler Wilkin.
Leah J. Wells.
Brooke Nicole Williams.
Megan Elizabeth White.
Hannah Renee Wilson.
Demi Ann Wilhelm.
Eden Elaine Winling.
Reese Christopher Will.
Nathan Samuel Whitty.
Morgan Wilson.
Brittany Nicole Wolf.
Nicholas James Winchester.
Kaylee Morgan Wolf.
Lauren Catherine Winteregg.
Connor C. Woodbury.
Joseph T. Winker. Matthew D. Wollum.
Micah B. Yarrow.
John Carl Workman.
Christian Daniel Ybarra.
Jacob R. Wardinger.
Layan Eunice.
Dylan C. Yates.
Rochester Robert Seidler.
Samantha Gabrielle Youngblood.
Caleb Eric Zelt.
Isabel Jean Zimmerman.
James David Zollinger. The following graduates were unable to attend today's ceremony: Carson M. Amarathiki, Larson Arda Angus, Madison Taylor Benjamin, Connor James Burmese, Jordan David Cobb, James M. Dumas, Shalom Elaj, Reed Evans, Georgia Garman, Georgia Nicole Hamilton, Eric William Henshin, Connor Anthony Houlihan, Maitland K. Jackson, Jaden Rose Johnston, Jackson Justice, Christopher Keeney, Joseph Lett, Nicholas Lee, Cody Miner, Delaney Mirzo, Samuel Meisner, Cheyenne Nichols, Kaylee Norwalt, Thomas Osborne, Dylan Thomas Outman, Taylor Peterson, Alyssa Petit, Jesse Rainey, Samantha Ray, Rebecca Rawlings, Emily Ross, Kate Rushner, Montana Singer, Caleb Sorrell, Joshua Sprague, Sage Steiner, Rocky Stone, Lucille Storms, Hunter Torres, Noah Patrick Torres, Victoria Worley, Macy Wormcastle. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Carroll High School's graduating class of 2018.
So, congratulations, class of 2018. Before I start, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to one individual, Kyle Kressel. He asked me politely, so I thought I'd do him a favor. So, at the request of many, including myself, wanting this to go as fast as possible, I will keep this short. For those of you who do not know me on a personal level, every day I wear a bracelet with 3 words on it that serve as motivation. What are those 3 words? Never give up. Coincidentally, those are the exact words that were flowing through my head as I was trying to write this speech 2 days before it was due. After all, procrastination is the foundation to efficiency. High school has been full of highs and lows, from entertaining games under the Friday night lights to losing a favorite pencil. That's just high school, and more specifically, life in general. It is highly unlikely that you have not experienced at least one or even a couple days where it's just not going your way. However, as evidence of you all sitting here today, you persevered and never gave up in those situations of frustration and self-doubt, even when it may have been tempting to take the easier route of submission, leading to mediocrity. We all deserve to be gathered here today because of what we have accomplished and persevered throughout the past 13 years. As cliche as it may sound, simply powering through the situations that life hands you is the only way to ever progress past them and reach a position that you are proud to be. So as we all turn to the page and begin a new chapter in our lives, whether it be furthering your education in college, entering the workforce, or enlisting and serving our great nation, remember that no matter the circumstance or disappointing events that life hands you, you must make the decision to face them head on in order to succeed. To paraphrase the great American poet Robert Frost, dare to take the road less traveled. It will make all the difference. So congratulations, class of 2018. You chose to brave it through the rough and never gave up. You can choose to venture out on your own path now, hopefully the one less traveled.
So here we finally are. We have completed our last classes, turned in our last test, and made our last grand final walk across the stage. And now we have just a few more moments together before we walk out of this Coliseum as a group for the final time. Except there are some farewell speeches. Since there are 3, I'm going to try to keep mine short and to the point. These farewell speeches are really the farewell of the farewell. After all, this ceremony's purpose is to mark the finish of our time in high school, and the finish of our time as one. Although so many things point to this being the ending, I'd argue that this is not necessarily true. When I first began to brainstorm ideas for this speech, there was a song that kept floating into my mind. The song, "Hello, Goodbye" by the Beatles. This song at first glance has absolutely no connection to a high school graduation. But there is one phrase that is repeated a few times that I believe can be representative of this speech and of this day. The line goes, "I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello." I am here to speak to you about a farewell, a goodbye. But just as the song states, I don't say goodbye. I say hello. Hello to the next steps in our lives. Hello to our future impacts, our future stories, our future careers, our future families, our future failures, and our future successes, our future lives. It is our time now, our time to strive for a change, to affect our world, and to fulfill our goals. We will always be connected by our time spent at Carroll, and by these final moments. This is us, and all of what we accomplish in the future will have been impacted by our time together in at least some small way. It is important to reflect upon the past, especially in a moment such as this, where we seek to celebrate our hard work and our dedication. But we must also look forward. So while it may be tempting for us all to say goodbye today, I hope that we can all also say hello. Thank you.
In elementary school, I made a presentation about the former Green Bay Packers head coach, Vince Lombardi, who the Super Bowl trophy is now named after. In my research, I learned that some people saw him to be brutally tough, hearing him famously say things like, "Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser." How do you like him to be your 8-year-old's flag football coach? Nonetheless, he was still an extremely passionate, loving man. One of my biggest takeaways from Lombardi during this project was the importance of a strong work ethic. Work ethic is a habit. Therefore, the ability or lack of ability to improve is also a habit. This foundational knowledge set the path for me throughout my schooling. Just this year, however, I began flipping through a book about his take on leadership written by his own son, Vince Lombardi Jr. It's funny how things circle around. Sometimes we learn something, leave it, then come back to it years later. Now, there are two ways to look at this. You could say being stuck in such a loop results in stagnated learning. You wouldn't think repeatedly cycling back to the same information could produce any progress. However, in reality, we sometimes make the biggest steps when we review the same information, but are able to interpret it in an entirely new way. Our brains change over time. Change is not only inevitable, but necessary. It is a means to learn. Therefore, the end of high school cannot be the end of learning. In fact, learning should now accelerate. We're experiencing change in our lives now more than ever, so take advantage of it and learn from it. Vince Lombardi once told his team, "We don't pray to win, we pray to play the best we can, and to keep us free from injury." And the prayer we say after the game is one of thanksgiving. When I read this quote as a young elementary student, I took it quite literally in terms of football. I realized it maybe wasn't right to ask God for a touchdown in every game. But now I see its greater application in life. You can't expect to always succeed. You will fail. I will fail. Everyone in this room will fail at some time in their life. But minor setbacks cannot be allowed to distort the big picture. So I will not pray that you be the most successful person in your field, that you have a beautiful dream home, or that you have a perfect life. That's simply not in our control. But I will pray that you do the best you can. I will pray that you be safe, and I will pray that you forever continue to learn. Class of 2018, thank you for the good memories, and congratulations. Thank you.
Hello, I'm the senior class president. It's kind of hard to tell. I look kind of normal, but paraphrasing Winnie the Pooh, it is more fun to talk with someone who doesn't use long, difficult words, but rather short, easy words like, "What about lunch?" A friend is someone who is there for you through the good and sadly bad. There are friends for you when you need them, to laugh with and to cry with. Look amongst yourselves. You probably have friends here, or maybe at other schools, and they're always there for you when you need them. These people are the ones that are here to help you through high school, and few will be with you in the future. Some of your friends through high school won't last, but they can carry on into the future if you make it a point that they are important to you. The point is that we are family. Our love, like friendship, binds us all together. What I'm trying to say is that friendship can be timeless. That is true, and it is always if you try your best. As friendship takes time, like studying, you need to put effort into it if you want to make it work, which can be hard at times. The schoolwork is about to get tougher for some of you, or going straight into the workforce. We'll have to learn the responsibility and difficulties of future tasks, but friends are always there for you in the end. Friendship and love will allow you and guide you to follow your dreams and your passions. Our lives are just beginning, graduates. I know that I have friends that I count on, like my future roommate and my best friends and my friends out there. And I just look forward to our time together. We are all friends and forever Chargers. Thank you. Carroll High School's class of 2018, please pick up your candles.
These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. Everything changes, but I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. Still got that trophy that says second place. Still got that breakup letter from my old flame. And I know it's been too long to recall it right, but you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. Still got that scar from my one and only fight. Still remember when your father left and we drove all night. And I know it's been too long to recall it right, but you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. No, you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. Everything changes, but I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I like it from when you were born. That night love hit me like a heavy storm. And I know it's been too long to recall it right, but you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. No, you don't forget the goodbyes, and you don't forget the good times. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. Everything changes, but I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I want close. If everything changes and we're not together, these days I will remember. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. Sometimes you know it's time to go, but you just wanna hold on. Hold on. Sometimes you know it's time to go, but you just wanna hold on. Hold on. Hold on. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I need most. Everything changes, but I'll keep forever. These days I will remember. These days I will remember. These are the days I will remember. These are the faces I want close. If everything changes and we're not together, these days I will remember. These days I will remember. These days I will remember.
Please extinguish your candles at this time.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Evan Engler, and I am Student Council President. Thank you. Congratulations, seniors. You have now made it through 4 long years of high school, months of college applications, numerous finals weeks, countless AP exams, and now this, your graduation ceremony. But before we officially conclude this ceremony by moving our tassels, I wanted to leave you with this. This August will mark 13 years since we first began this journey together. 13 years since we first boarded those school buses. 9 years since we took field trips all across Fort Wayne. 7 years since we last played recess together. 4 years since we collectively morphed from 2 schools to 1. 1 year since our very first prom. And 7 months since our last home football game. And now this, the final time that we, the class of 2018, will all be in the same room together. And to some of us, this is frightening. Some of us are anxious and apprehensive with what's to come. Some of us are not sure if the decision we have made for our futures is even the right one. And many of us worry if the rigors of college will be too much to handle. But in a world generous in opportunities, worrying is one thing that we shall not do. Carroll has truly prepared all of us for the future that we are about to step foot into. Remark that Carroll has been at the forefront of our region in providing students with the tools necessary to not only succeed, but to thrive in life. Past students often relay that Carroll has made other aspects of their life easier. Realize that the same result will be shared by you. Carroll's rigor has left no potential untapped and has enriched the minds of all 560 some of us. I implore you all to make sure that Carroll's contributions to your life are the jumpstart to an impactful and significant future. As Carroll has given everything it has to offer to you, it is now time to take the final step in becoming Carroll graduates. Seniors, will you now please move your tassel from right to left? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Carroll High School's class of 2018.